Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how you can do the configuration of a PPPoe server and a client using GNS3. So this is going to be a video that I will explain you how you can go step by step to the configuration of a PPPoe server and a client. So first of all, before we get to the configuration, I want you to understand some terms about PPPoe. You're gonna hear when we're gonna be doing the configuration, you're gonna hear this name, Broadband Aggregation Group, BBA. This means that this group is like like what you see up here. It controls the connection. Like the broadband aggregation is a group which control the incoming PPPoe connection. When we get the broadband aggregation is a group that control the PPP connection, So that's why I want you to understand, because when we go to the configuration, you're gonna see that we're gonna have to create a BBA group. This is going to be on the server side, We're going to create that on the server side in order to control the PPPoe connection. And this word, a lot of people don't understand this term, but that's the reason why I am going to take some time to explain you what this term means, Virtual template interface. This is what going to permit the router to create a virtual interface for each PPPoe connection. Like what I want to explain you about that is, on the server, like the server that is I'm gonna be saying the router in this example, but I say the server PPPoe for this example, router is gonna create a virtual interface for each PPPoe connection. And when we are talking PPPoe, you have to think about the service provider. Like this service provider is the one who give us internet access, on the client side, and you see all these customers that have they have internet access using PPPoe. They're gonna have to get a connection, a point-to-point connection through the service provider, and this is this virtual template is the one who gonna help the device that is running the PPPoe server. That's going to be able to create virtual interface for each connection on the customer, between the customer and the service provider. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain you about that. And the dialer interface is the logical interface that handle the PPPoe connection for the client. And this we're going to be creating that for the client that is running PPPoe. So what I'm gonna in order to keep it simple, I'm gonna say that the client is the one, we're gonna say the client PPPoe is the customer, and the server PPPoe is the service provider, is the one who give us internet access. So and the reason why I'm taking some time to repeat myself is I want you to understand, because a lot of people don't understand this term. And if you don't understand broadband aggregation group, virtual template interface, and dialer interface, you go to the configuration of PPPoe and you're going to be like, oh, I don't understand anything about this. You have to understand those terms first. If you want to get more information, never mind. I don't care. You can go to Google or whatever your favorite search engine, and try to look at these three terms I put up here, so you can get some more information, because you need to understand this term in order to have a correct configuration of PPPoe. So we're gonna go right now to GNS3. I'm gonna show you what I'm using right now. In GNS3 up here, you see I'm going to be using two routers. One router is going to be the PPPoe server, and this router is going to be the PPPoe client. And I'm going to be using a virtual box. This is going to be an XP machine. So that's what I'm going to have right now. to make this configuration for the PPPoe client and the PPPoe server. So if you want to replicate this this diagram, it is very easy. It is very easy. So and this router is I'm using the 7200 router. That's my favorite router for this kind of configuration, you know. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the presentation up here. I'm going to show you, because I have the configuration. If you can pause the video and, you know, you can take screenshot for this configuration, I don't care, you know, because this is the configuration. But for me, this is nothing, because you have to understand this configuration step by step, what each command mean, you know. You don't just like blindly go to in front of your router and start typing this command. You have to understand. That's the reason why I was trying to show you to explain you this PPPoe term, you know, in order to understand this step by step configuration. So we're gonna start the configuration for the server side, and after the server side, we're gonna go for the configuration on the client side, you know. And finally, I'm going to show you the PPPoe connection process, how it's going to take place, you know, and the packet that is going to get involved through this PPPoe connection process. So right now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to the step-by-step configuration. You see up here, and you see on this router. Let's go back to GNS3. You see this router, they have blank configuration. I didn't do any configuration yet. And the reason why I have this XP client is I want to show you, because let's assume that this is the client, you know, you are on the client side up here for the client PPPoe. So this is like you as a customer, you know, you are connected to the service provider, you know, to get internet access via PPPoe. So this is the reason why, and maybe this is one of your end device up here on your network, you know. So this is like the XP machine is our end device, you know, on our network. So this up here. Let me put a circle up here. So this up here. So let me make it a little bit bigger. So this is the client. This is the client side, you know. This is the client side, and this is the service provider, you know. This is the customer, and this is this area up here. Let me put another one up here. So this is the customer side, the service provider side, you know. So you know, you guys know about the demarcation and stuff like that. There is one point where the responsibility of the service provider and you know, stuff like that, you know. You know those kind of stuff. So what I want to explain to you is you are the customer, and we want an internet access through PPPoe. So you order the internet access. This is your router, and your router is connected. This router is running PPPoe. So I'm gonna show you how we can do the configuration, both on the ISP side and on the customer side, you know. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to start with the server. So we're going to go back to the presentation up here. You see up here, I have for the server side, we're gonna have to create what we call like what I was telling you, the broadband aggregation, you know, group. So this is what we're going to handle. This is going to handle the PPPoe connection. So in order to do that, you need this command up here, PPPoe group, PPPoe, and you put the name of the group, you know. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to just copy this up here, quickly up here. So we're going to start with the server PPPoe router. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to the global configuration, conf t, you know, and I'm going to paste that command up here, you know. And once you do BBBA group PPPoe, you have to let's use the question mark, you know. You have to put the group name, you know, like the group for the BBA. And what I explain you is this is what very important, but because this BBA is going to handle our PPP connection, all PPP connection for the service provider. This is the command that's going to handle that connection. So for the name of that group, I'm gonna call it lab group. Lab group, and that's our group, you know. And now the next, and you see, automatically a virtual interface has been created, you know. It's a virtual access one, because it goes with this command up here. So once you do that, you have to go and create a virtual template interface. And that, just like what I say, the template interface is going to be the one virtual template. It's going to be a template for all the point-to-point connection we're going to have with our customers, you know. So now, right now, I'm talking about on the ISP side, on the service provider side. Once we create the virtual template interface, so each connection is going to use this virtual template. It's going to create a virtual interface that's going to act as a point-to-point connection with the customer. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back up here. So and let's go back to the presentation. So for the command if here is this virtual template one. That's what we're going to need to create. So we're going to go like this on this server up here and create the virtual template. And this template is bind to the BBA group. You see how these things go hand in hand, you know. They work together, you know. You cannot have the virtual template separate with the BBA group, because this BBA group control the connection too, and the virtual template is there to create the virtual interface. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, you know. Because I'm not focusing, you know, this configuration I can do it in 2 minutes, you know. But the reason why I spend time is I want to explain you in order for you to understand how this configuration works, you know. So once you create this virtual template interface, and it is bound to the BBA group. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and create we're going to go and do a configuration that is going to be focused on this virtual template. So we're going to have to exit out from here and give an IP address to this virtual template interface, you know. So and the IP address is right here. So I'm going to copy up here. I'm going to go back to the console up here. I'm going to exit out, and I'm going to go to the interface, the virtual template interface. No, I made a mistake. Interface. I should put interface. Virtual template one. Okay, good. So now I need to give the IP address. This IP address is up here. You see 50.1.1.1. The reason why I use an public IP address, because go back to the server, the PPPoe server, and that's it. I give an IP address, you know. And now the next step is to use a pool, you know, peer-to-peer. This is like to define the connection for each. What I say is to create a pool, you know, a pool for the connection. Like each connection, like each customer gonna have an IP address, and that IP address, the client will get that address from this pool. We're gonna create up here. So the first command we need to do is to use the peer default IP pool, and we're gonna go, and the pool we're gonna call it lab pool. We're gonna say lab pool. That's the name I'm gonna give it to that. And now we have the pool is not created yet. This is like just to tie this pool, you know, just to tie this pool to the interface, you know. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. This is like to tie the pool to the virtual template interface. Now we're gonna go back to the global configuration, and we're gonna do this IP local pool in order to define the pool. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm IP local pool lab pool, and I'm gonna do that here. Now that's fine. So now I define the pool in order for the customer to get an IP address from the ISP. This is like a DHCP, but it is not. It is like DHCP, but it's not DHCP. This is specific for PPPoe. So now we have to go and do the configuration. Let me go back to GNS3, to the diagram up here. You see up here, let me show the interfaces. You see up here on this interface facing the customer up here, we have to go and we're not going to put an IP address on this interface. Just what we're going to do is we're going to tie this interface to the virtual template. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we go back up here to the presentation. So when we go to the interface, that's interface fast internet 0. I said interface, it is the interface that is connected to the client. So we go over there, we tie it to the group, the BBA group, and since we know that the BBA group is tied to the virtual template, so everything is tied up, everything is tied together, That's how this configuration works. So I'm going to go right now and I'm going to do interface. I'm going to do interface, let me go to the server up here. I'm going to do interface F0/0, and I'm going to do, I'm not going to put any IP address. The command I need to put is, I'm going to do PPPoe enable and group, and I'm going to put the group up here, the group that I put for the BBA. So I hope you guys are following, So what I'm going to do, let me copy this. So it's going to be quick, I'm going to do PPPoe group. Let's see. So, and I'm going to, the group is lab group. That's the group. I think that's the group. And now the next command is to do a no shutdown, to power this interface, no shut, and the interface is powered up, You see everything is tied up, right now. So what we're going to do right now is that is done for on the server side. So on the client side, what we need to do is we need to go to let's go back to the presentation. On the client side, it is very easy. We need to create an interface dialer. I explain you what is the interface dialer mean. Even I made a video. I have made a YouTube video about this interface dialer. So if you guys wanna watch that video to go and understand a lot more about this interface. So we create this interface dialer just like on the server side, and we're gonna tie this interface dialer. Let me go back to GNS3 and explain you. You see this interface up here that is connected to the service provider. This interface fast internet 0/0. This interface, we're not going to give any IP address on this interface. All the logical stuff like IP addressing and stuff like that, we're going to put that configuration to the interface dialer. So this interface is going to be the physical interface, but it's not going to be the one that's going to be handling the PPP action. The PPP action will be handled by the interface dialer. So let's go back to the presentation up here. So the first thing, let's go back quickly, and we're going to create an interface dialer. So let me go to the client router, client's PPPoe. So I'm going to go quickly to the global configuration, and I'm going to do interface dialer 1, interface dialer 1, and the next command is going to be to define a pool. We're going to do pool 1 quickly. dialer pool 1, and we're gonna do dialer pool 1, and we're gonna do an encapsulation. We're gonna do encapsulation PPP because this is gonna be a PPP connection. That's why we need to do encapsulation PPP. Let me go back to the console up here. Encapsulation. Sorry about my space bar is driving me crazy. PPP. Encapsulation PPP. And now the next command is going to be IP address negotiated. This is like what I told you, this is like kind of DHCP, but the reason why you have to put negotiated, you don't put IP address DHCP, because this is a PPP stuff, PPPoe stuff, it is a little bit different about DHCP, because the reason why you put negotiated, because this IP address will be negotiated through the PPPoe connection, That's why you have to put IP address negotiated. So let's go back to the console, and we're going to do IP address negotiated, and that's it. And now the final command is to define the MTU. The reason why you have to put this MTU, this is like the maximum transmission unit. The maximum transmission unit is usually 1500 byte. But the reason why you have to chap it to chap this MTU with 8 byte, so it's going to be 1492. The reason why there is overhead with the PPPoe connection, and that overhead is 8 byte. So that's why you have to subtract 8 byte from the MTU. So that's the reason why you have to change this configuration. And we're gonna do we're gonna go back up here, go to the client with this last command. We're gonna do MTU 1492. So because we don't want unnecessary fragmentation from the router, that's the reason why we're doing that. And we are done with the interface dialer configuration. So now the next configuration is going to be the interface that is connected to the server. So if you go back to GNS3 up here, you see that interface is up here. Is this interface here? It is FA0/0 that is connected to the ISP up here. This is the client side, and this is the ISP side. So we have to do a small configuration. So let's go back to the presentation I explained you. I told you that interface doesn't need an IP address. So we're not going to be doing IP address configuration on this interface, the physical interface. So what we're going to do is, and the dialer interface will get its IP address from the server. It's going to be like a DHCP. So it's going to negotiate an IP address, and it's going to get an IP address. So on the physical address up here, we're gonna just like tie the physical address to the dialer interface by using this command. So PPPoe client dialer pool pool number is number 1. So this command is gonna tie this interface, the physical interface, to the dialer interface. So we're gonna go quickly up here, and we're gonna go right now up here to the client side. So we're gonna do we're gonna exit out from here and go to the interface F0/0. That's our physical interface, and we're gonna do this command up here. Dialer pool number 1. Yeah, that's what you need to do. So. And now we have to open up. But before I do that, what I need to do, I want to do a debug. I'm going to do a debug on the client side. PPPoe events and debug PPP we're gonna do debug. Authentication. So let's use the debug PPPoe authentication, and that's it. And now I'm gonna go back to the interface, to the physical interface, and power that guy up. Interface F0/0, and I'm gonna do a no shut. So I hope if everything goes well, we're gonna get the connection, you know. So I'm gonna just wait. You see this interface is up right now, so let's just give it some time, you know. So, and you see there is something coming up, you know. This is what I would, you know, this is what I need, you know. Something is coming up, you know. And you know, so let's go and check the interface. Do a show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief, and you see very good, excellent. You see the dialer up here. You see up here the dialer, the interface dialer one has picked up an IP address, and it uses the method it uses version DHCP. It is IPCP. IPCP is like the internet, the IP control protocol. This is like a protocol that is used by PPP. I hope you guys understand this thing, but this is a kind of like one of those protocols used by PPP, you know. And you see, if you do everything right, you should get an IP address through the PPP negotiation process, you know. So now, right now, I want to go back to the debug up here because I want to explain you something, you know. So we're gonna go and do some theory up here. Let's go back up here to the PPPoe connection up here. You see, so I don't need to really do everything up here. So, but there is four processes that's gonna take place in order to get this connection, this PPPoe connection. The first connection is the initiation, and this initiation is sent by the client. So it's the client who sends a packet. You know, this packet is called the PADI. That means the PPPoe Active Directory Initiation. That is called that's what we call the PADI. So this packet is sent by the client, you know, and the server is going to respond with an offer, you know, and that offer packet is called the PADO. So that means the PPPoe Active Discovery Offer. And after that, once the client receives the PADO, is going to send a PPPoe Active Discovery Request. That's what we call I call that the PADIR. PADIR. That's what I'm going to call that, the PADIR. And once the client responds with the PADIR, the server, when the server receives the PADIR, is going to send a PADIS. And this PADIS is like it stands for PPPoe Active Discovery Session, and that is what is going to confirm the packet. And let's go back up here to the debug, you know. So we're going to better see that, because that's the reason why I put this on the screen. So I want you guys to understand how this process works in order to troubleshoot any problem if you are working with PPPoe, you know. So let's go back to the server up here, to the client up here, and you see up here through the client up here, you see. So you see, first of all, there is the PADI. Let's go back up here. Let's the screen, drop the screen a little bit up here. You see the PADI. The PADI is you say the PADI time expired. You say sending PADI. You see up here, the client is sending the PADI on interface, the physical interface, the fast internet 0/0, you know. And he say, we got our PADO. So the PADO is the PADO is the packet that is sent by the server. And he said that the PADO timer went off, you know. He say our PADIR from the PPPoe session. PPPoe session. The PADIR is the packet that is sent by the client. He say, and this is the PADIS, you know. The PADIS is the packet that is sent by the server in order to do the confirmation for for the PPP connection. So I hope you guys understand that. And this is how this PPP connection works from the client side and from the server side. So you guys need to understand those 4 packets. And this 5th packet I put up here, this is like optional. This is like a packet if the packet was the session was to be terminated. One of those devices, like either the client or the server, is going to send a party T, party T. This party T is going to it stands for PPPoe active discovery termination, and it's going to terminate the session. And this packet can be sent by either devices. It can be sent by the client or it can be sent by the server. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain to you. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. And I want to say a lot more because I'm very exciting about this video. But I was about to do a configuration on this virtual box to power this virtual box, because I didn't do any configuration on the LAN side. I was about to do to make this guy a DHCP server, so this PC, and to do NAT. But I don't have time to do that, because this video is going to be long, and I don't want this video to be too long, So what I'm going to do right now, if you guys follow what I give you in this video, if you have a virtual box like XP, Windows 7, Ubuntu, Linux, whatever you have, you can do the configuration for. It is very simple. Make this guy as a DHCP server, and it's going to hand out a DHCP server on the LAN side. And so this machine is going to pick up a DHCP server. After that, you go and do the configuration for NAT. Once you do the configuration for NAT, these guys can reach this this fake ISP, because we're using public IP address, and this guy is going to translate the public address, the private address to public address using NAT. I was thinking I can do that, but this video is going to be too long.